Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and good news, major news, maybe bad news for some people who are pro-Israel. Israel and Hamas has reached a ceasefire agreement. Largely, the most of the things seems to be agreed. There are still some kinks that is not fully agreed yet, but largely, in principle, both sides has agreed most of this agreement. This agreement will kick off on Sunday, and so this is the breaking news. Where Biden and the Prime Minister of Qatar have both announced separately of this announcement, and so Joe Biden have published this 16 Jan, so that's like around less than 24 hours ago, uh I of this announcement. So Biden said that after many months of intensive diplomacy by the United States along with Egypt and Qatar, Israel and Hamas have reached a ceasefire and a hostage deal. So he says that his diplomacy never ceased their effort to get this done, and he will talk about this soon. And this press statement is much longer. So a lot of details. They say that he laid out the precise contour of this plan in May 31st, 2024, and endorsed by the UN Security Council and blah 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 blah. So basically, yeah, I didn't see anything more. Yeah, it's just general comments. So that's this. But the thing is, now then come the controversy, because as you can see, Clown World, they wrote Trump did this, and this controversy comes because Donald Trump has been, and his team has been super vocal, and has been talking a lot, and their envoys, Trump's envoy, despite Trump is not even president, has already been involved in the negotiation process. And Jimmy Dore wrote that he predicted that Trump like to do this and take credit for them, and his envoy Wiskov did not waste time and force a deal that Israel do not want. And so he's not, this guy is not a pro-Trump guy, but he always hoped that Trump would do what he say, and he's now pointing fingers that Biden and Harris could have done this deal long time ago but refused to do. So, and this is Trump's statement. He said that this epic ceasefire agreement can only happen due to their historic victory, which refers to Trump's presidential victory, and so he signaled to the world that his administration will seek peace and negotiate deals for the safety of all Americans and his allies. So, he said that this deal, through his national security team and the effort of the special envoy Steve Witkoff, work closely with Israel and the allies to ensure that Gaza will never become a terrorist safe haven, and they try to make sure that this ceasefire will continue to expand the Abraham Accords, which is Trump's milestone achievement. The Abraham's Accord is very underreported, but is the most important geopolitical deal in recent history, and because it's a Trump thing, so no, it was not largely reported. But the ability to make the Arabs really shake hands and resume diplomatic relationship with Israel is a crazy thing to do. It's unimaginable, and it was done. Of course, because of the Gaza war, it was pretty much in tatters. So, but Trump is definitely going to bring it back. So, so he basically said what I said. He's not even in the White House. So imagine what he can do when he is in the White House. So, so this is what it was, and Lord Bebo basically have reported as well. That Witkoff basically forced Israel to accept a plan that Netanyahu have rejected for the past half a year, and so the Stephen Witkoff, which is representing Trump, called from Qatar to tell the Prime Minister Netanyahu that he will be coming to Israel the following afternoon. And then the Netanyahu's aide said that, we're in the middle of the Sabbath, we cannot meet, let's meet on Saturday night. Then he basically, so according to this report, he said that, yeah, he don't care what Shabbat is. No, he said he's going to meet. And then end up, Netanyahu met him at his office for an official meeting and then returned to Qatar to seal the deal. So And according to Babel, he said that this Biskov that guy, he's not a diplomat. He's basically a businessman, and he don't talk diplomatically. He basically just want to make a deal. So and basically this is also reported by Reuters that the Trump's Middle East envoy basically forced Netanyahu into the deal, which Netanyahu really do not want. So which is this guy. So and I actually happened to see this video as well, where basically he asked him to come up. I think which is this where this photo is taken. He happened to be attending at the press conference, and he basically said that no, the deal is going to happen, and he's doing whatever they can to make it happen. And during this scene, Trump basically warned that if the deal is not made, then all hell will break loose. And now more things coming out. Apparently that Biden and the Blinken, which is the official under the Biden's administration, basically seemingly is sabotaging the deal all this time. So Blinken basically say that Netanyahu have agreed the hostage deal, and but it's actually not agreed, and then basically create a massive wrench into this negotiation, and then the talks just break down because yeah, he just talk nonsense, and and yeah, Israel just not happy with it. So and more news, Ellie David basically reported, basically, yeah, the deal is Israel releasing 1,300 Palestinians. Here write terrorists, but who knows is actually terrorists or not, who knows, or Hamas fighters, who knows, man. It's 1,300 Palestinians stop fighting Hamas and then leave most of Gaza, and in return for 33 hostages out of 98, 23 is alive, 10 dead. So for Ali David is a pro-Israel guy. So he think that this is a very, very bad deal. And Jackson Hinkle, the infamous Jackson Hinkle, also commented that this is a humiliation for Israel because this is forcing Israel to give up and sign this basically a victory deal, which is actually a defeat. No, like a surrender deal, half surrender. So 30 Palestinian prisoners for each Israeli hostage, 50 Palestinian prisoners for every female Israeli soldiers, and eventually fully withdraw from Gaza. So, and I actually do check this, and this came out much even earlier than this news. This came out first on the 15th, and then this is the details of the deal, and you probably will not see this in the media, because so far I saw the newspaper, the headlines, they didn't seem to show this. So the first phase, the first 42 days, there will be a suspension of hostilities, stop fighting from both sides. Israel will then withdraw from populated areas to a zone along the border, and then there will be no more air activities for 10 hours daily. No military and reconnaissance air operations in Gaza, and extend to 12 hours when hostage and prisoners are released. This is important because without the suspension of military and air reconnaissance, Hamas fighters and people do not dare to move. Because if they got discovered where is their hiding spot, then you know what's the coming airstrike. So without air and air reconnaissance, then the Hamas people, the Hamas fighters and officials can move, and including those hiding among the civilians, can then move and do their work to move the prisoners or to do whatever they need to do. So this is probably, I think, this is probably the reason why there is this air activity restriction. Then there will be the return of the displaced people and the military withdrawal. So day 7, they will release 7 Palestinian detainees and then withdraw entirely from certain streets and then dismantling certain military positions. So displaced people can return to their home, but without weapons, and humanitarian aid will then will start flowing through the El Rashid Street for the first day from the first day. So why they don't put it in day one? Okay, whatever it is. So, but and on day 22, the Israeli forces will withdraw from central Gaza, and which is I believe referring to the Gaza city, and to the area closer to the border and dismantling military positions. So similar things happen. The displaced civilians will be able to return to their home, and freedom of movement of residents will continue. Humanitarian aid will enter from day one. Okay, so this comes somehow later, from day one, and including relief supplies, fuel, 600 trucks daily, 50 fuel trucks. So including for fuel, for electricity, for trading, rubbles, removal, and operating hospital, clinic, and bakeries. So this is important, definitely. It's a lot of civilians in Gaza. So then hostage prisoner exchange. So Hamas will then release 33 Israeli hostage, including women, children under 19, elderly individual, over 50 injured or sick civilians. So this first phase is 33 Israeli citizens or hostages, and for each Israeli release, Israel will release 30 Palestinian minors or women. For each female soldier released, Israel will release 50 Palestinian prisoners. So it's shocking. This is one hell of a deal for Hamas. Essentially, Hamas somewhat win this war of sorts. No, if you can call this a win when the whole city got flattened, but no, yeah, this they got what they want, because this was an entire point of getting all these hostages, because they want to release massive number of Palestinian prisoners. So Hamas is getting what they want. So this is important. And of course, the Israelis is getting what they want too. Because at least they still get back 33 Israeli hostages. And it's shocking that they have been under the Hamas control for this long. For how long? 1.5 years. So it's kind of nuts as well. If you really think about it, it's crazy. So release day one, they release 3 civilian hostages. Day 7, 4 additional ones. Then every 7 days, there'll be 3 more, prioritizing women. And by the 6th week, all of the hostages, the 33, will be released. And the Israeli will, of course, release according to the ratio, one for 30 and one for 50. And yeah, the information on the number of hostages to be released on day 7. So yeah, that means the Hamas might not actually know how much hostages they have right now, to be honest, because if you really think about it, the entire command structure is totally broken. Everyone is in hiding. Fighters are all operating in cells, and there's probably very limited ability to communicate with one another. So they probably need time, to figure out the number of hostages on their hands. So probably based on their limited intel of their own situation, I think this is probably what they can agree on, 33, because they probably only know they have 33 right now. This is what I think. They, out of the 90 something, they actually may only know that they only have 33. The rest they're not sure. Maybe this is why they need days. They need time, which is also why they need the air activity restriction to be relieved, to be there, so that they can actually send their people to go and hunt for all the different hideouts and where the freaking hostages are. Who knows? Many of these hostages might already be killed from Israeli, destruction of tunnels or airstrikes. Who knows? So the Hamas will then provide the total number of hostages on day 7. So Hamas may not know what is the total number right now, because as much as all these negotiations with Hamas and whatnot, you have to understand, I don't think the Hamas leadership have full idea of everything that is in Gaza right now. I don't think they can even communicate with a lot of the fighters there. So, but it's interesting, the news still able to flow into Gaza. So that's the beauty of modern technology. Gaza people actually know what's happening. A lot of people are celebrating because this deal is basically Israeli defeat. Essentially. So the rearresting of prisoners and exiled individuals, So by week 6, Israel released 47 Palestinians rearrested after the 2011 exchange deal. And if the live hostages does not reach 33, deceased hostages will be included in the count. So, which is actually quite shocking, because this also shows again, Hamas may not actually know how much hostages they actually still have at this moment. So this is actually very important to note. And so Israel will release all women and children under 19 detained since October 7th, 2023. So these are recent. I'm not sure if this will be counted under this hostage exchange. This is currently unclear. So some of the conditions, including no military operations, troops withdrawal, humanitarian aids. So the prisoners cannot be rearrested for the same charges or forced to sign any release conditions. So this is the unconditional release, which I'm 100% sure to tell you that the Israelis hates it for sure. This is a total losing of control. They wouldn't like it. It is not the Israeli way. I don't think they want it at all. So and then phase 2, they will start the negotiation for the phase 2. What is phase 2? On day 16. So which will include, of course, more release of soldiers and other prisoners, and they must finalize the agreements by week 5. So day 16 is around week 2 plus. So they have 3 weeks to settle this. So the phase 1 is for 42 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So the first phase is 6 weeks. So they must finalize everything by week 5. Then they have 1 week before they go into the second phase, which is yet another 42 days, another 6 weeks. And this is a transition to come. So a permanent ceasefire will take effect. So no more fighting entirely, and Israel will fully withdraw from Gaza in phase 2. So which means Israel do not get to annex any part of Gaza. I will assume Gaza, the entire of Gaza Strip, in this term of Gaza. So who knows, it's just Gaza City, but I don't think so. I think it's the entire Gaza Strip by this phase 2. So this is the total capitulation, I would say, by Israel, because they totally did not achieve anything, essentially. I don't really think they achieved anything. They did kill a lot of the Hamas troops and soldiers and leaders, but the population will hate Israel forever. So I don't think this means anything at all. So it will essentially be an Israeli losing of this war. Because if you win, they at least have to take some territory, redistribute the population to some other places, this kind of thing. But then they didn't get anything. Basically, there's nothing. They're only getting back hostages, and even it's in the Hamas terms. So basically, it's similar to the initial demands, where after October 7th, where what Hamas was demanding for is very similar. So of course, this Israeli defeat caused many lives and the flattening of the entire of Gaza. So lose, I would say lose. So and phase 3, another 6 weeks, final exchanges and infrastructure rebuilding. So they will exchange bodies of the deceased individuals, and then they will start to implement a reconstruction plan of Gaza over 3 to 5 years, building homes, infrastructure, and compensating affected individuals. I'm not sure how they're going to compensate. I don't think Israel will pay a single cent. So we shall see how this will happen then. Egypt, Qatar, and UN will oversee this process. And then freedom of movement of trade. So border crossings will be open for free movement of food, goods, and people. I'm not sure if this will be on the Israel-Gaza border. I suspect this is only Egypt-Gaza border. And of course, then Egypt have to play ball and agree to all these things. So let's see. And the guarantees for all of this will be United States, Qatar, Egypt. They will be the guarantor of the agreement. So pretty important. And this, because Trump administration is involved in the negotiation, so at least for the next 4 years, you can guarantee that no United States will honor the agreement. So that is important because we all know that United States is not a very, it's not a country that you can really trust with agreements, I would say. And so humanitarian organizations, including UN, will continue support and monitor compliance throughout all the phases. So this is a pretty comprehensive deal, at least for now. And yeah, and it reads like a total defeat for Israel for me. And you can see all the anger. So, and Open Intel showed the video of Palestinians celebrating. You know that it's not a good deal when Palestinian in Gaza is celebrating the ceasefire. So he said that you won't find a celebration in Israel, despite hostages are going to return. And Newberg is super angry. She's pissed. She said that no, you forced Israel into a terrible deal for 33 hostages, several whom are dead. Honestly, this is not confirmed. This is not confirmed. So the idea is 33 hostage. If any of the hostages, if there's not enough live hostages, they can replace it with dead ones. Which is also means that there might not be they might not know if there is enough hostages at all, tentatively. So she's super pissed off with Trump. And yeah, so now I want to talk a bit more on the how Trump is able to pull this off, or Biden. No, but Trump basically warned that all hell will break loose if hostages are not released by the time he's back in office. There's a lot of speculations on what that's supposed to mean. So Trump have not revealed his cards onto what that's supposed to mean. A lot of speculation is that Trump may actually bring United States into the war, into the Gaza war, and actually bring American troops to help Israel, which is probably what Israel would have liked, I would guess. But if that's the case, then Israel will not have signed the deal. But the thing is, if Hamas agree with the deal and Israel do not agree, then Trump will be attacking Israel, which probably would mean that they will be cutting off supplies of ammunition and aids and all sort of other stuff, which is possible. So, which is probably how Trump is squeezing both sides, because Hamas probably will not want United States to get militarily get involved, because if the American troops enters the scene, then Israel definitely will be able to take the whole of Gaza in control, because the problem now is that Israel may not have enough troops to actually fully occupy Gaza, because ultimately Israel is a conscription country. They don't have that kind of a huge standing army that bigger countries have, like China, India, Russia, United States. They all have massive standing army. Israel don't have. So Israel can't really, in the long term, continue to stay in that way, where it is a super hostile. It's like way more hostile than probably in the past, where they used to have occupation in Gaza Strip. So, and then, but if the Americans come in, then it might be a totally different thing. Because they would be essentially be able to occupy the whole of Gaza Strip, and who knows what Trump is going to do. And for sure, I'm understanding Trump being a very practical person. I'm quite sure he's going to bring all the civilians out of Gaza Strip and just kill everything that moves in Gaza. There is a possibility, because it's just easier that way. You can't do military operations when the civilians are all over the place, which is what Israel is doing, which is super bizarre to me. It makes zero sense, but no, that's what Israeli does. But I think if Trump come in with the U.S. Army or U.S. Marines coming in, it will be a totally different story. They can pull off all these kind of things, and given the diplomatic weight that Trump can pull off on Israel, yeah, they can force any kind of things. So I think Hamas knows maybe this is a problem, but it will be beyond their calculations. If United States is in the picture, is beyond their calculation, so it's a bit dangerous to play that game. So Hamas agreed to it. Israel, and on another hand, is hand tied, because if Trump says that if you don't agree, I'm gonna stop giving you a military aid, I will not give you anything, then or even sanction Israel, who knows? No, then Israel will be in deep shit, because Israel basically have no more friends now. Yeah, the United States is the only friend that Israel have now, and Ukraine. Ukraine is a friend, of Israel right now, but no, Argentina. Like, that's not really that much. It's only a few. What can Argentina and Ukraine do for Israel? Not much. So I think this twisting of the arm by Trump, yeah, probably is what forcing it. But there are rumors saying that Trump will allow Israel to restart the war after he take office, which I'm not so sure. That's the current narrative reported by Israeli press, which went viral, but I don't believe that's the case. Because Trump is Trump. How can he say that I made a big deal and then immediately the deal got broken and then he do nothing about it? I don't think so. Trump's ego is too big for that. So yeah, so this is the entire summary of the current situation of the deal. The deal is now officially noted as reached. But we shall see on Sunday, how this play out. We have a few days, so it's going to be an interesting few days and see how this goes. Tentatively, at this moment, people are still dying in Gaza. There's still fighting in Gaza between Israeli troops and Hamas guerrillas. So we're not sure how it will play out. But anyone dying within these few days is really it'll be a really sad tragedy, because they would have survived. So hopefully both sides, especially the Hamas, the Palestinian side, restrain, and Israeli side also restrain. And I think by Sunday, no one have to die anymore in this stupid conflict. So anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe, and I'm quite sure DPA open mic this weekend will be very interesting as we talk about all these crazy things that's happening in the world. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update.